We do some dumb things there that, of course, we start to feel shame for.
What? I'm sorry, I don't do that. Yes, you do.
Believing oneself to be perfect is often the sign of a delusional mind.
One of the concepts I want to cover, because it's key to a lot of what I teach and explain, the vernacular I use, context, whatever it might be. And the idea is multiple eyes. I mean, like personalities or selves, multiple eyes. A lot of the Buddhists, one of the great illusions is this idea of one contiguous I that we operate from. Like, I do this, I do that, I do this. And they really have addressed, and I believe that the I is actually fragmented. And some of these eyes don't even know what the other eyes are doing, and some of them are in control at different times. For example, let's say tonight, as I'm watching TV, I'm sitting there and I start to eat the Reese's small candies. And I eat them and I eat them. And before I've known it, I've eaten a whole bag. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't mean to do that. And I'm feeling horrible and swollen and guilty. Oh my goodness. So as I approach and go to bed, I set the alarm to wake up an hour normally than I do, because I'm convicted. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to exercise and punish myself for the gluttony that I participated in. But the next morning, when the alarm goes off, it's not the same I that wakes up to it. In fact, that I goes, oh, what was I thinking? And either hits the snooze button, turns the alarm off, and continues to sleep. This is a very, very innocent and mild explanation of multiple eyes. Typically, where we see problems with the eyes that may not be part of the whole integrity of self, let's say, is they usually come out in stressful situations. In situations where our learned behavior from our childhood starts to play a larger role. This subconscious behavior starts to come out. And in the midst of an argument, in the midst of some type of stress, in the midst of despair, in the midst of depression, typically we behave in ways that when we look back on it or people ask us about why, we usually make up some type of prefrontal post-explanation. So in other words, we start to give some kind of logical reasoning for that behavior because the I that's being asked to account for it is not the I that did it. And so this is really the idea of multiple eyes, that we have these multiple selves running around. And if we're having particular problems in our lives where stressful moments come, or we do things that create stressful moments, or we go out and we get drunk and we do some dumb things there that, of course, we start to feel shame for, a lot of this really starts to be decoded when we start to understand the idea of multiple eyes and apply it. What it does is it allows us another place to witness ourselves from. And as we develop that place of the observer, that allows us to start to see ourselves without judgment. And this is key if you're going to be able to, let's say, lift yourself out of these behaviors, or you're going to mature these eyes that are participating in particular ways. It's very key that we understand how they operate and we observe them without judgment. And that's very difficult at first. So the idea with multiple eyes is you are a fragmented, multifaceted being that, given the situation, given the level of stress or excitement, given the level of the different people that are in the room with you and how they're making you feel, it's going to be a different set of eyes each time. So this is the concept of multiple eyes, and we're going to talk about some exercises on how to observe it and make it more useful to us. But I need you to understand the contextual understanding of what it meant. And hopefully you got it now. Shoot any questions in the comments. Let me know what you think about it. If you have questions about it, if you're critical about it, whatever it is, let me know in the comments. Thank you.